Okay, the Rosa Realtors, we're here to talk about our Business Select program. This is our new profit sharing plan that we're introducing effective March 1st. So what we're going to do today is just going to go over a few different slides and hopefully kind of explain this to you. We also have a live audience here, so if you see me talking to folks here in the audience, you'll understand why. So this is how this program is going to work. So basically this is going to be our first profit sharing plan that we've ever actually introduced at La Rosa Realty. So the fees that are going to be involved to get involved into this plan. So basically, it's not going to be that every agent automatically falls into place here. It's optional, so you do not have to join this. So if you would like to actually get involved and actually get into profit sharing, there is an annual membership. Annual membership is $350. That's a one-time fee, just once a year. Okay. When you actually sign up, the first time that you sign up, you'll be charged this amount. And then every year ongoing, on a certain date, you'll be actually charged this every 12 months. Okay? Now, in addition, there's going to be a transaction network fee. So currently, if your transaction fee is, let's just say you're in the Premier plan, and with the new fees coming out March 1st, if it's at $269, you're actually looking at an additional $50. Okay?
Hopefully.
Huh?
Everyone?
For every transaction. So every transaction that you close, there's a transaction network fee, only for the agents that are in the Business Select program. So if you decide not to get involved in this, you don't have to worry about this fee. Now, can you utilize and pass this fee on to your client? Yes, you can. We'll have the proper disclosures again, like we did before. Okay, so it's $50 every transaction. Now, here's going to be the catch. This is also going to be in rental transactions. So if you have a rental transaction under $2,000, and let's just say typically we would drop the 5%, we'll drop the 5%, but we're still going to charge the $50 fee. Okay, and you'll understand here in a moment, because this is all about profit sharing. We have to be able to actually have an actual fee charged so that we can pay out to a referring agent. So the two fees, $350 once a year, $50 every time you have a transaction. Okay, so if you decide to get into this program, if not, you don't have to worry about it. So let's take an example. Let me try to see if I can explain this for you. So imagine, let's just say we have Joe here, who's one of our realtors. Joe's up top. So Joe's a realtor that we have here in this example. He now joins the program. Now this is very important for you to understand. For those that have referred other realtors in the past, this 2-week period that we have now between March 1st and now, this is very important. We can go retroactive. However, here is something that you have to understand. If you want to go ahead and join because you recruited 6, 7, 8 other realtors over the last, let's say, 6, 7 months, those realtors have to join this program. And also from the future, from here on out, so if Joe joins the program and now Joe gets Ryan to come and join La Rosa Realty, he needs to get Ryan to actually fall underneath him and actually join into the Business Select program. If not, he's just a realtor. So,
Okay, but now he's not going to receive money.
Exactly. Exactly. So now this is also going to be replacing our $200 referral fee. So we're no longer going to be offering that. Comes March 1st, this is going to be the program that we're going to be offering. So if Joe, let's just say over a 4-month, 5-month period, 6-month period, however long it takes. Again, you're not designed to be here as a recruiter, but if it takes him however many months, really we're going to use an example of 5 realtors. Okay, because if you look at some of the realtors that have been with us, that have actually referred other realtors, they've referred 5, 6, 7, 8 realtors. So we're going to use 5 today as an example. So now it's just like compounding, right? If you ever take any number and you compound it, times however many, you're going to see how it's going to multiply. So for today's example, let's just say now, Joe, that first R over there is Ryan, right? So now Ryan is now in this program. And he understands it, because if not, he's not going to join it. So he understands that if he recruits other realtors, he's going to make money as well. So Ryan's going to go out and actually recruit 5 realtors himself the same way that Joe did. So now if Ryan does this, okay, now imagine the next person that we have in line, the person after that, and the person after that. So now all of a sudden, you have obviously more than 5 people here on your second line. So this will be what we consider our tier 2. So you have tier 1, tier 2. Tier 1, you have 5 people that Joe recruited. Joe can stop recruiting, or he can continue on as much as he wants. So he can recruit 10, 15, 20 realtors, and that's only going to multiply this times however many. But on the second tier, okay, with him not doing anything else now, just promoting and helping out these 5 recruit, now we have a total of 5 on the first tier and 25 on the second. Okay? Now this number really adds up when you go into a 3rd tier. In the 3rd tier, same thing goes as well. So let's just say in Ryan's case, Ryan recruits Elvie. Elvie now comes on board, she's underneath Ryan, and she goes out and recruits 5 realtors here. Okay? Now if you continue this, basically, give you an idea of what the tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 are going to look like. Tier 1, you'll have 5 individuals, 5 realtors. Tier 2, you have 25. Tier 3, you have 125. So this is really where the value is right here. Now obviously this is going to be good for you, but obviously per transaction, you know, it's just like anything else. With our model, it's all based on numbers. So you want to have as many folks as possible. So you want to keep recommending. So just because, let's say, Joe recruits Ryan, doesn't mean Joe's going to turn his back on Ryan now. Joe's here to help Ryan out, encourage him, and so on. So if we do this, let's take a look at our next slide. The pay structure. How is it going to work? Well, that tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, multi-level programs that are out there, even let's say other real estate companies that offer it, like a Next Stage and even like a Keller Williams, sometimes obviously the lower you go, it drops off. We're not going to do that. We're going to keep it consistent, because the tier 3, which is 125 realtors, you'll earn just as much money as you would on tier 1. So here's what it is. So the tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, what does this mean? That annual fee of $350 that we charge, okay? Every time, let's just say we go and we charge now the $350 for the annual. Joe recruited Ryan. We now charge Ryan his annual membership of $350. Joe automatically earns $75 because that's a tier 1. Now Ryan recruited Elvie. Joe also earns $75 from Elvie, even though that he didn't recruit her, but she's on tier 2. Okay? Now if Elvie would have recruited Maria, okay, Joe still earns $75. So you'll see when we get down to the other example here, I'll show you here in a moment, the tier 3 really adds up. Okay? Now every closed transaction, this is a number that's very deceiving. $15 doesn't seem like it's a lot, but I'm going to show you how quickly it adds up. So this is off of every closed transaction off of tier 3, tier 2, and tier 1. So every deal that Elvie closes, every deal that Ryan closes, every deal that Maria closes, Joe earns $15. Question?
I have a question for the realtor that called me when they see this, and he was worried about it. How you gonna track it down? Do you have something in place?
We have, absolutely. Part of the new software that we have coming out through Lone Wolf, through Broker Wolf, now allows us to basically break this down per level. So absolutely.
Joe can go on to how many tiers he can go?
3 tiers.
Just
We're going to stop it at 3 tiers.
Okay.
3 tiers, and one to keep it organized so that we can obviously maintain it. And you'll see here in a moment when I get to the next slide, it definitely adds up.
So it is a program in place that is going to be tracking down every single realtor. So because in the tier 3 you're going to have 125 realtors, and they say, oh, this is going to be crazy. How are they going to know me? With that 125 realtors,
right,
belongs to me, with transactions, with closings,
everything. That's why we've been working really hard in getting this Broker Wolf system. In fact, we started to, as of last week, already setting it up to have the actual multi-level memberships.
That was the
so, absolutely. Yeah. And what we're going to be able to do is provide reports and everything else so that you can see. So it's not a blind, faith that you're taking here. You'll be able to actually see a live report of where you are, what your realtors are, and who's closing transactions, which is important. So going back to that first example that I gave you, right? Let's say Joe's up top and he's got his tier 1. So with just the annual membership, he's going to earn $375 every year, right? So that actually kind of breaks even with whatever his charge is. His charge will be $350, right? But tier 2, you're going to earn $1,800, $1,875. And with tier 3, obviously, with compound, now you're at 125, so you're at $9,375. So if you add all of these 3 up, your potential earnings for the annual membership is $11,625 per year. Okay, every single year. Now, remember that $15 per transaction? You can actually earn more money on an annual basis with the $15. Because if we use our conservative number that we've always used for every agent, they're going to close a half the deal a month. Because you have some agents, like Maria, that will close 3 or 4. You have some other agents that will close 1 every 3 or 4 months. So it averages out to about a half per month, right? So if you do the numbers there, with 125 agents in your tier 3, your tier 2 is going to be 25, and then obviously your 5 in tier 1, you're looking at $1162.50 per month. Okay, that's $15 for 155 agents. That's what it comes out to.
Another
Question?
Before, in the other referral program that you received $200, the agent was supposed to be here 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
How are you gonna get paid now? As soon as they sign up, you're gonna get the 75, or they need to be here 2 months?
As soon as they sign up. As soon as they sign up. Now, if an agent leaves, then obviously that agent falls out of your program.
But they have to join this program.
They have to join the program, right?
So
Which makes sense because you want agents that are going to be within, and think of it like your group, right? Your own group, your own business within our business, right? So like our branch offices, they grow up and they recruit realtors. You're going to be recruiting realtors too. Now this is how you're compensated. So you want to bring in realtors that are going to grow, because if not, you're only going to be at a tier 1. You're never really going to get that tier 2 and tier 3. So, and plus there's a monetary cost to this. So let's just say Ryan, for example, Ryan is not going to join and pay $350 if he's not going to do anything. He's going to join because he sees he's a numbers guy or understands business and says, you know what, this is how I can make some money by doing this. But all I very simply have to do is just recruit. God bless you.
Thank you. Plus, they need to pay the transaction fee of $50 every transaction.
Every transaction.
So they need to be with somebody in order to get their money back, at least.
So what we're going to do, and I'm going to wrap it up here because we are filming, and then we'll talk live here too as well. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact our corporate office at 1-800-515-7513 and dial extension 10 to speak to LV Hira, who will be more than happy to speak to you about the program.